So to recap on the past couple of days, I landed on the 30th, 31st. It was a day of just watching quite a bit of TV, getting used to the Japanese commercials. There's a lot of them and they're all a bit dynamic and vibrant. Sometimes more interesting than the actual programs itself. Yeah, the standard of the food has been very high, so yeah, pretty pleased with that. The internet did just cut out for a bit, just for my room. So every room has its own internet Wi-Fi router, I think. My Wi-Fi router, for some reason, just disappeared. So I had to contact the office, and then they just gave me the password for the room next door. In Japan, they have a annual song contest at the end of the year on the 31st. Starts from about 6:30 or 6 p.m. all the way up to like 11:30, and then it goes into like the countdown. So yeah, watch that. But at the same time, to rival that program, there's a big comedy show called Don't Laugh 24 Hours Challenge, where the program itself is just 6 hours of a group of 5 comedians who have been doing this 24-hour challenge of different settings. They go to a set location and they can't laugh for 24 hours. Of course they do, but every time they laugh, they face like a rubber baton and get whacked by some people. You can tell it doesn't really hurt, but they get loads of like A-class comedians and movie stars to get these comedians to laugh. But yeah, it is really funny. So I'll watch that as well. So switch between those two programs for the whole evening. FaceTimed family in Miyazaki and also in England, and then slept at about like as soon as it hit 12 pretty much. And then every day we've been doing these, taking our body temperature in the mornings, doing a chat service that we have to do, and that's at 8 a.m. every morning so far. Probably have to do one today. Had to do one today, probably have to do another one tomorrow. But tomorrow is when I'll be doing at 7 a.m. I'll be getting a knock on the door, being given a PCR test. It's just a corona test where you have to get a bit of saliva in a little vial. It's the same thing that I had to do in the airport, and I just couldn't do it. It just took me like 10 minutes, and it was so bad. My throat was so dry last time. I just got off the plane. But yeah, hopefully this time it'll be a bit more smooth. There's access to water, so that's always nice. The lack of exercise has been very concerning from my part, because I just can't leave the room. Every day I look at my phone and see how many steps I've done. It's like 100. Shower, once I knew how the rain shower system worked, it was all good. Looks like no one's used it for years, maybe, I don't know. But everything else was alright. Discovered that a friend was actually staying here on a different floor. He left today. He was on a different floor, and obviously we can't visit each other's rooms. There's cameras as well, so I think the cameras are there just to check that we don't leave our rooms, but also that we don't nick other people's bentos, because I left outside the door. He just messaged me, said that he was there. He left today. I'll be leaving tomorrow. So that was kind of fun. We both talked about how we had too many of these packs of tea. Otherwise it's been pretty chill. Replying to loads of comments that my friends have left on my status and on my Instagram. Very kind words. Wishing me good luck for my journey, my stay in Tokyo. Not just for obviously quarantine, but for the next couple of years. Live up to everyone's expectations really, as well as mine. I don't really know what's gonna happen, but that's part of the fun really. All of this quarantine stay so far has been a lot of fun. I've learned, yeah, it's been a good experience. Not really learning, but more experiencing and getting to know loads of different systems of procedures as well, testing, and quite a lot of qualitative scrutiny as well. It's been okay. It's been okay. Today I watched a few programs. New Year's always got some special ones. Today it was Kakuzukechek, which is loads of celebrities, singers, idol group members, maybe about 20 in total, have to choose between two options of like one's a piece of the finest beef and one's supermarket pork, and there's like maybe 6 or so of these questions. Like one's the £20 million instrument quartet made from like the best Stradivarius violins, and the other one's just like a store-bought, still quite expensive, like £5,000 worth, but you know, those kind of like beginner level instruments. Same people, but they have to like decide which quartet is played by those instruments. And I could tell that one, because I've done music for a bit before, and at the end of it you're either a top tier celebrity, or you go down in grades, and the very lowest grade is not worth being shown on TV, so they just edit them out by just removing them on screen, and by the end of it a good half of them weren't on the screen anymore. They were just edited out. Yeah, it's a game that everyone can play along at home as well. This was kind of new for me, but they had you could play with your phone in real time. And they had like it wasn't even an app. You could just scan the URL that they had on the screen, and yeah, you could play along. So you know, something fun to do by myself. Watched the Emperor's Cup final, which is kind of equivalent to maybe the FA Cup for footy. Kawasaki Frontale versus Gamba Osaka. Kawasaki won 1-0. Yeah, it was a pretty good match, surprisingly. Obviously the standard's a bit lower than Premier League, but still, it was alright. Saw a lot of planes. Of course, the runway is literally just there. I've seen so many planes just land and take off. If I was like an enthusiast, it would be a dream. It's still really cool though, just to kind of like look outside the window. It's a really big window, to be fair, and doesn't let any like noise in, so it's been super quiet. The walls have been surprisingly thick, I gather, unless the guy next door can literally hear every word that I'm saying. Maybe, I don't know. I've been pretty happy with my stay here. Peace out.